Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome back to the channel. JJ here, and today we're going to look at some additional leaked photos for the LEGO Harry Potter release in January 2025. We're going to start off looking at the Dueling Club and the Charms class. Those are the newest leaks to drop, but we'll revisit Diagon Alley, Malfoy Manor, and Hagrid's Motorbike. Special thanks to Clay Bricks, Fun Communicator 6697, and Yimami Yo for posting these photos on Reddit. And thank you to Rico Man 17 and She of the Green Curdle for telling me that these photos were posted so I can make this review. Let's jump right in looking at the Dueling Club. The Dueling Club is set 76441, Hogwarts Castle Dueling Club. It retails for $24.99 in the US with 158 pieces. And overall, looking at the build, I'm okay with this. I think it maybe should be a little bit cheaper, but I'm excited to see kind of those purple pieces. They're probably stickers. Would be nice if they were prints. It does say this set's compatible with the Great Hall, which we'll take a look at in a minute, but it does have a nice side little build for a fireplace there in the back. Ultimately, I think this is probably included just because they have to find ways to include more of those portraits because they've been so hard to get. It does look like it has a play feature somewhat similar to the 2002 version where the characters can kind of explode or jump backwards based on the duel and the full play feature that you're utilizing there with the set. Looking at the minifigures, Harry and Malfoy are pretty standard, nothing too special there. This is like the best version of Snape that I think we've gotten, so I like the leg printing, and I really like Lockhart. I really like his torso printing and the use of that cape piece, which we haven't seen before with the LEGO Harry Potter characters. So I'm excited to see if we see that in additional sets with other characters. Now, this is compatible with the Great Hall, so I want to look at the Great Hall. Originally, I thought this set might kind of stick on those little pieces that are out in the front, those gray pieces, but there's too many studs on the Great Hall, not enough on this, so I think it just sits in the Great Hall itself. Next up, this is the Charms class. This is set 76442 with 204 pieces, retailing for $19.99 in the US. I'll be honest, this was smaller than I expected. I thought it'd be closer to the Potions class, which is double the price, so it makes sense now that it is not. If you look at the most right part of this picture, kind of just behind the fireplace there, you can see in the back of the wall kind of a little latch. What I think happens is I think this set opens and closes, as you can see in this photo. I think this is actually going to connect into the middle of the Great Hall, which we'll look at in just a minute. Not a lot going on here. This seems very similar to the kind of Hogwarts moments. I do like the play feature there with the, floating feather, as Hermione and I think it's Seamus actually, or maybe it's Ron, but are talking during this scene. A little bit of some detail there in the back with the window, some additional books, a chalkboard, all what you can kind of expect to see with a set like this. And then we do have three minifigures. We get Ron and Hermione. Pretty standard, but I always like getting Ron. I feel like he's overlooked. And then Flitwick as well with a really nice torso printing there. And then here we can see, of course, the minifigures in more detail. I'm always happy when they include that skirt piece for Hermione and many of the female students, really. And I think Ron's facial expression looks quite nice. Now here we can see the Great Hall, and this is what I was talking about. If you look there in the middle where those portraits go with the Great Hall build, I'm hoping that that's where the Charms class can fold up and go into. It's kind of a creative way, even though it's much smaller, to make it connect to the Great Hall, so I'm hoping that's what that's for. Now we're also going to look at Diagon Alley. This is set 76444, Diagon Alley Wizarding Shops. This retails for $199.99 in the US with 2,750 pieces. Now, obviously, you can tell it is micro scale. I don't collect micro scale sets, so this is not something I'm going to buy, but I do really like this picture here where you can fold it in half, and it looks like that's a printed piece that says Diagon Alley. This is probably my favorite photo I've seen of this micro scale build. They do a really good job capturing kind of the essence of some of these builds that we see in much larger minifigure scale, and here we can see Gringotts Bank, which looks really nice. And here's the inside of Gringotts Bank, which follows a similar build theme and structure that we saw with the minifigure scale version we got as a DTC a few years ago. Now the additional buildings, of course, have some details. For whatever reason, just micro-scale builds don't quite do it for me. I can appreciate them. I like the idea of this as a display piece, especially if you're not a huge LEGO fan and don't have a lot of shelf space to dedicate to your LEGO collection. But all in all, this is definitely not a set for me. I do like, again, you can see here, this is them all kind of in a straight line. I do really like that this set can be folded or kind of shown in that long line, which is quite nice. And here, again, we can see both of these kind of paired there on the top, which I like a little bit better for display, and then on the bottom, which would take quite a bit of space. I think one of the biggest reasons I don't like microscale builds is because I just don't like microscale figures. It's really the head for me. They need to have custom sculpted hair pieces. I don't know who half of these characters are, and I'm a huge LEGO Harry Potter fan, so that's definitely not a good look. But ultimately, that's why this set falls a little bit flat for me. Next, we're going to look at Harry and Hagrid's motorcycle ride. This is not a set that I'm super excited about. It's set 76443 with 617 pieces, and it retails for $49.99 in the US, and I just think it looks bad. I think Hagrid looks bad, Harry looks kind of creepy. You know, Hedwig's probably the best part of the build of the characters, but that's not great either. The motorcycle itself actually looks quite nice. I really wish they would have found a way to make this minifigure scale. That would have totally changed this in my perspective, but these brick built characters are just kind of creeping me out. I also saw leaks for this book photo. I don't have this book. I buy a lot of books. Nothing unique here, but this is interesting. If anyone has more information for this, definitely let me know. I'm curious what McGonagall is standing on top of. Is that a piece that comes with the set or just something for the photo? And then most of you have already seen these photos, of course, because they've been out for a few days now. But this is set 76453 Malfoy Manor, retailing for $149.99 in the US with 1,601 pieces. And Malfoy Manor is a really nice set. We've seen a lot of these images. The external parts of the build have been out for a while, and we just saw the interior photos leak a few days ago. And for me, for $149.99 and seeing these interior photos, I'm quite happy with the shift, because this initial photo I was dissatisfied with when we just saw the outside. It seemed like a really kind of flat, small build. The minifigures don't have skirts. So seeing some of the internal play features made me feel much better about the set. And you can see some of those here. You know, looking at the peacocks, the entrance, the fountain to the garden, that lobster piece with Narcissa there in front of the fireplace. There's a fun play feature, of course, where Dobby can drop the candles or chandelier onto this main area, which is important for Hermione escaping, you know, Bellatrix, and some cool looking sticker pieces there as well for Malfoy Manor. Of course, this iconic build of the giant table, which is ultimately why they have leg pieces and not skirt pieces, I think, is quite neat for the Malfoy Manor interior build. I do think it is still quite flat, however, but I don't think every set needs to be a DCC size and style. I just wish this was a little bit more dimensional. The minifigures are just okay. I wish there was some skirt printing. I wish we had a better face print for Lucius and Malfoy. Narcissus kind of bland. I do like Voldemort's face print, and I'm hoping that both Bellatrix and Hermione have a good alternate face print as well. But all in all, I will be getting Malfoy Manor. I'll be getting all of these sets except Diagon Alley and Hagrid's Motorbike. There's some additional sets where photos haven't leaked yet, and so I'm interested. I heard the night bus may have been delayed a little bit, but the set I'm really looking forward to see photos of is going to be set 76447, the Hogwarts Castle Flying Lessons, and that's because it's $79.99, and with that many pieces, I feel like it just has to be a cool castle expansion in some way. Alright, if you all want to stay updated with LEGO leaks, rumors, news, and reviews, hit the subscribe button down below. But I will see you all next time. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I'm hoping we get some photos of the flying lesson soon. I'll see you all next time.